Boys and girls, I'm Uncle Floyd. Oh, here we go. And everybody's all happy. Later on our show today, we have a very special guest coming on. The one and only Mr. Benny Bell is here.
That's showbiz, boy.
Benny Bell will be here, and, but right now I have to find out what happened with Oogie.
Well, I was just next door. You know, our neighbors had a little baby.
Oh, well, what's the baby's name?
I don't know. I can't understand a thing it says. I can't understand.
Well, you know, once I was a bouncing baby boy. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. Too bad you bounced on your nose.
Yeah, well, that's...
One good thing about babies, they all think Skip Rooney's jokes are new.
Yeah, well, that's... They
do.
Well, what's all this talk about babies? I don't know why you want to start the show with all this baby talk.
Well, everybody had their show, and the show they were bringing in their baby pictures and stuff, and no one asked me to bring my baby picture in. No one even... So I guess nobody wanted to see it. No fans wrote in or anything.
Oh, we want to see it.
Oh, you want to see it?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, did you bring your baby picture?
Yeah. It's over here. And this... That's me, the third branch from the bottom on the left. Right over there. This is my family tree.
Yes, I understand.
Yes, ladies and gents, you're back in the Media Funhouse. Hi, I'm Ed, your host. This is the Media Funhouse, and we are the cable access show that's proud to bring you everything from high art to low trash, and back again. We say that week in and week out, and tonight we have a very special show for you. This is one I'm particularly proud of. Yes, one of the joys of doing this here program for the past 3.5 now, going on 4 years, is that I've been able to encounter some of the people whose work I've admired over the years, and tonight you just saw a little snippet of them there. We got my interview. Yes, I love him still. Uncle Floyd, yes, Floyd Vivino, a tri-state metro area institution. We are going to be presenting our interview, our very special backstage interview with Uncle Floyd and the cast and crew, the current cast and crew of the Uncle Floyd Show in just a few minutes. Just wanted to say a few introductory remarks. First of all, just wanted to note that Floyd is still an old-fashioned trooper. People ask, oh, what's happened to him, etc., because in the New York metro area we haven't seen him since 1986. Well, he's still on Jersey Cable. He's on CTV. This is something that's regionalized only in Jersey, but he still appears in Brooklyn and the Bronx and Italian neighborhoods at bars. He's on the radio in New York on AM radio. You'll hear the details of that in the interview. And once a year, he makes his annual visit with his old buddies, the cast and crew of the Uncle Floyd Show, to the Bottom Line. It's a hell of a wonderful show. We went there. We did the little interview backstage. What we wanted to note, very interesting, upon meeting him, I had always admired Floyd. I have very fond memories of my high school years coming home and watching WTVG, I believe were the original call letters, became the Wilmette Go Home Theater later, Channel 68. You folks might remember, if you were into all this stuff, the little yellow button that said the Uncle Floyd Show, that was worn proudly by Joey Ramone of the Ramones at around the turn of the century, the end of the century tour that they did. It was in some of their music videos. Excellent stuff, low budget, shticky humor. It was a terrific show, of course, derived from other comedy shows from the past. It wasn't a kiddie show. It had the appearance of a kiddie show, but it was kind of like a soupy sales thing that was for the hipsters, for the kids, whoever wanted to view it. The Uncle Floyd Show was a terrific, blissful, wonderful show that later on went to syndication. It went from WTVG Channel 68 to syndication. It appeared after Saturday Night Live on Saturday night, and 5 days a week. It was after, I believe it was Letterman at that point on Channel 4. And then it went to the New Jersey Network, who are nefarious villains. We'll outline that in the interview. We hate New Jersey Network, who are now not even on in New York. But throughout the years, Floyd always interested me as a performer. I always found his sense of humor, his harkening back to the old songs, really refreshing and wonderful. But the interesting thing upon doing this interview, I found out, is that Floyd is a definite inspiration to all of us who do public and leased access cable here in New York, because Floyd actually didn't get the time from the station. They didn't actually pay him to do the show. On Channel 68, we found out, and he goes into it in this interview, Floyd actually was what he calls an air broker. He bought the time, then actually gathered the sponsors together, much like Channel 35 here in New York. So actually, he was really doing putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in that particular show, and it definitely came through. There was a definite infectious sense of fun in his series, but God knows I didn't know he was doing all this financial work behind the scenes. And it turns out he's still doing that, actually, with his new TV show. He told me that he goes out on the road. He doesn't really do studio work anymore on the new show on CTV, which we don't get here. The other thing we wanted to note in one of the interviews, we're going to be showing you little clips from the past that I've gathered in our lovely archive here in the Media Funhouse. We love to show you rare found footage, etc., from years past. There was a little Hour magazine interview, I believe it was. There's also one we may show you from the Joe Franklin show a few years ago. He mentions the fact that, oh yeah, we do 240 new shows a year. Out of 260, Floyd was there 50 out of 52 weeks, cranking out 5 new shows a week. The 2 weeks he rested, he says out of those 240 shows, they're all new except when the station airs a rerun or some technical problem happens, which of course is a problem that's affected us on this here program in weeks past. So we love Floyd for that particular reason. He's an inspiration to us. We should note that the gentleman standing in the dressing room with him, we do a little cursory intro, but they are Mugsy. Yes, he did all the musical parodies on the show. Neil Yuckin, Bruce Springsteen, and Abbott Presley, all of those old wonderful musical parodies. He's the last man to leave Woodstock, the guy with the long hair. Also, Artie Delmar, yes, used to be known under another name when he was on Floyd, but he does really interesting conceptual comedy. Shticky as all get out, but conceptual, oh God, like a Viking who does bad jokes. It's very wacky stuff. And then the final gentleman is Michael Townsend Wright. Unfortunately, Michael gets the slight in this interview because he, number one, the place he was standing in the backstage dressing room of the Bottom Line, that's where we conducted this interview. Also because, unfortunately, I'm not as acquainted with his work as I was with the other gentleman, because he's the new guy. Michael's been with Floyd's contingent for 10 years, and yet to us New Yorkers, Michael is still the new guy, and I guess he will be forever, but he did some wonderful Bob Hope impressions, Bing Crosby impressions at the Bottom Line. And we're proud, we're back in the Media Funhouse. We're very proud today to be with the cast, the current cast of the Uncle Floyd Show here at the Bottom Line. They just performed tonight. They're quite tired, so we're not going to take too long, but we just wanted to speak to them. This is Floyd Vivino, Artie Delmar, Mugsy, and Michael Wright. Michael Townsend Wright. Yes.
Forget the T.
The T. Now, it's been how many years since you guys have been on in New York?
Too many.
It's been about, you said you've been with the show 10 years, and I had never seen Michael's work.
Here in January of '74.
Right.
On
68, right.
Yeah, and then we went off to New York in October 10th, 1986. Right, Mugsy?
Which will live in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been 11 years, but he still packed the Bottom Line here. We had 2 shows tonight and everything. It was very
Well, it was a nice crowd. It was, it's a funny weekend, but we were here, Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, and I just wanted to talk about like different notes in your past. Whatever you guys want to chip in if you want to say anything. But
Those charges were dropped, by the way.
She was 17. No, we just want to ask about definitely. Also, you're like a link to the past too, because
I'm tired.
these guys just performed, we should say. So he was dancing around.
Yeah, somebody said to me, I live in the past, and I said, no, the past lives in me.
Yeah.
I'm not a man who belongs to a clock. I'm not a man who says, okay, this is hot right now, so everything else is out. I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care.
I want to thank Floyd. You're one of my pets. There he is at the piano.
I'm going to play all the Georgie Price songs.
Name one.
Sweetheart's Holiday.
How'd that go?
The man in the moon is as happy could be. Grab your steady. Please get ready for the Sweetheart's Holiday. But I need the keys.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
We've got more sweethearts coming in following these.
Good friend, Georgie.
It's kind of like, you've been doing.
You're hip once. You're hip when you're 20. And then when you're 30, you can work at being hip. By the time you're 40, it's impossible to be. I don't care. And see what I mean? They want to do shtickling now.
Yeah, no, seriously, you dig up these old songs, you're playing them on the barroom piano and everything. It's kind of like the stuff that, you toured with Demento, I think, one time, and Tiny Tim and all those guys, and you're doing the same kind of songs they were doing and stuff. So.
Oh, it was like being in heaven with those guys. Sheb Woolley and all the biggies.
Oh, yeah, right.
Benny Bell and Tiny Tim. Oh, yeah, we love that kind of show business.
Yeah.
It's traditional show business. Now everything is, people live for the moment. They got to be a hot star for 6 months. But we're one of the only acts that's played here now since 1970s. We've been, yeah, that's enough of him. Cut that out. Cut that out. Don't put that in. No, we just don't care. We just.
Number I'd like to play MacArthur Park.
Yes.
He left out the tennis bit. Now, don't you think this is a nice, funny tennis racket?
It's props, man. We're in the dressing room with all the props lying around, ears and Yugo dolls and everything. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Just the making show. So we want to ask you, you went on in '74.
I'd like to say hello to Tommy and Billy and Janie and all the gang at PS14.
Now, so I caught you around 78 for the first time, and somewhere you had mentioned, I'd read an interview where in 74 you started, you were a kiddie show. Somewhere along the line you just said, screw it, and you just became the show that you are currently. When did that happen? Maybe the first year in, a few months?
After 5 minutes. The kids hated the show. They didn't like anything about it. They booed me when I made fun of Oogie.
You had a peanut gallery. You had kids in these.
Yeah, and they didn't like it. And then their parents would drag them into the show week after week. And then I finally says, hey, let's go for the parents instead of these little kids who don't like me. Because at the time, Sesame Street was the big thing. And kids would come in and say, where's Big Bird? And so I said, oh, hell with this. I don't need this now. So we went for the parent, and we just kept the trappings and the original idea.
Because it's
Is that right, Mugsy?
Anything you say. No,
Mugsy's a veteran of the program.
yes, I am. I'm one of the few cast members that can still grow hair.
Hey, there's some shtick during the show about Floyd's receding hairline. Now, how long have you been with the show? You've been with it since 74?
20, last year it was 20 years.
God. Jeez. So
The show was 76, so that's 21.
Unless we're talking about getting paid.
Yeah.
If we're talking about getting paid, it's 5 years so far. But
Just let me hear some of that Kabasi and roll music. Any old time you choose it. It's got a good taste, you can't lose it. Any old time you use it. Hey, it's gotta be Kabasi and roll music. If you wanna eat with me. If you wanna eat with me. I got no kick against chopped liver. Pizza makes me quiver. Ice cream makes me shiver. Oysters make me stiver. Just give me the Kabasi and roll music. Hey, any old time you use it. It's got a good taste, you can't lose it. Hop, hop, hop. What do you know? Here we go. Oh, it's gotta be rocker, Kabasi and roll music if you wanna eat with me. Take it and go. Oh, Louie the Looney with the Wanian now for a polka drum solo. Here we go. He's still going. Hip, all right.
So we were just talking on the phone the other day, and you said we were a bunch of punks and rebels. Now that was an important thing in the late '70s. You guys, this is what he said. No, I'm not mocking that. I just want to say you had like a hardcore contingent of people. You had, what was it, Shrapnel, the Ramones. You had David Johansen coming on your show regularly.
That's all legit. We left us alone.
Buster Poindexter. Yeah, it's
We went on to the legit world, and we're still holding the fort. How do you like that?
So what do you think the connection was there, that your show, which was basically like burlesque vaudeville type stuff, why did the punk acts suddenly click in and they really wanted to be on the show? It became kind of a trendy thing in the late 70s to be on.
I don't know. Legs McNeil and Roberta Bailey from Punk Magazine used to come around, and then they asked if I'd like to meet David Joe, and then he came around, and then he brought us Shrapnel, and it just started going like that.
A lot of times they were fans, though. The Ramones used to watch the show. They watch, horror movies and slasher movies and Uncle Floyd.
I remember that Joey used to wear the U68 button, or no, TV68, whatever it was, like in every video. It's in every video. So the other thing we have to mention from that time, I just want reflections on Joe Franklin from you guys, because Joe was a major issue. Joe ended up hitting... Now, you didn't do that tonight. You didn't do your Joe. Oh, are we... Oh, okay.
It's in our lawsuit. It's in our contract.
There was a lawsuit. Can we mention that at all?
There's 2 pages of lies about me in his book, The Joe Frank, page 215 and 216. The 70 sentences, all of them are false.
Wow.
He claims he put me out of business. He claims we portrayed... remember that?
Yeah, he's a big man. I don't know why he's got it in for us.
We don't know. Everybody in Joe's book is great, wonderful, but us.
Wow.
And Joe said that I made fun of rabbis and Jewish people by spitting in yarmulkes and blowing snot out of their noses. It's in his book. It's all lies. No, it's all lies.
This is in a book? This is in maybe Gift of Laughter or one of those books he did?
The Joe Franklin book. It's terrible. You can put this on cable in New York. People know. Just lies. Everything about it is lies. And then he said...
He's the godfather of show business. He could snap his finger and kill your career.
Are you being ironic? I think you're...
Joe's book is bad about us.
Now but that was something where that was a brilliant parody you guys were doing. I'm witness to the Joe Frankfurter parody. It was really funny, and you had it down cold. Was it simply that you were like the other guys who did the Incredible Shrinking Joe Franklin? It was just too accurate for his taste, or what do you think it was?
I don't know about the shrinking, but we had, like, Artie would be the world's authority on pistachio nuts, and he would show up and sit there, and I'd say, I want to say, yeah, how are pistachio nuts, my friend? And as he was talking, the tips of his fingers would be red. We just made little subtle things like that, and we didn't, you know.
You would show, like, films backwards and everything?
And he'd explain that, well, there's various shapes in pistachio nuts. Some shells are easy to open, some require a little work, some are already open in the back, you know, just this kind of thing. And he would then show, like, a book, a pictorial history of pistachio nuts. And Joe got it.
That's way too accurate.
Yeah, he said we were making fun of his guests.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that was a heavy moment. But then I have on tape somewhere. You were on Joe. He dropped the whole thing, and then he was your buddy again. I remember.
Yeah, until the book came out. Now I won't talk to him, even though I listened to his show on the radio. Yeah, but I feel bad about that. He lied. It's all lies. Yeah.
You know when TV got messed up when they put the Osmonds on?
There's nothing Hollywood or New York about the Uncle Floyd Show. It stands alone as New Jersey's only comedy, variety, kiddie, adult show. And much of its homespun humor hits close to home with its parodies of local personalities, like ice cream maker and pitchman Tom Carvel.
Mr. Carvel, a few words about your ice cream cone. How long does a student have to attend?
Until his speech impediment is fully corrected. And we are released. But the average student attends the Carvel Ice Cream College, which is open 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. There's no school Wednesday, because Wednesday is Sundays. At Carvel Ice Cream College, there's no school.
Floyd Vivino does not think of himself as a star or a celebrity, but he is unquestionably New Jersey's hottest act since Connie Francis.
I got pulled over twice by the cops.
His fan clubs number in the hundreds, and his personal appearances and club dates are strictly standing room only. While some liken this fanatical following to groupies or even cults, Floyd Vivino views them as a special ethnic group. Local people who can appreciate a local boy making...
I love you for sentimental reasons. I tape sick. I've been here with 103 degrees. I taped with laryngitis. We go all... We never have reruns unless the station messes us up technically. Some kind of technical thing goes wrong. They give me holidays. We don't take them. We don't want them. We want to keep it because we're live. We're live on TV. We're there every day. We're like the little store in the corner to our audience. Get out of there! They try to ruin my bit. The people have no class.
Well, now you had the peak moment was, I guess, when it was on syndication in New York. It was on Channel 4 after Saturday Night Live at one point in time. That was around 82, 83, maybe?
It was exactly 82 and 3.
It was on every night, too.
Right. It
Yeah.
was an hour-long show.
We were on after NBC Overnight News, I think it was.
Peak, though, we didn't make a dime. We lost a ton of money.
Now, how is that?
I aired Broken. They took that money to pay the air bill for Channel 68. Yeah.
So you were paying back an old debt on the 68. I hadn't realized until we spoke on the phone that
it cost me $2,000 a week, and we were able to survive $100,000 a year, and they upped it to $500. So they says, well, they'll take the $400 from Channel 4 and use that to pay. And right, Mugsy knows all the suits made money, and we went out and
The best is we had the best ratings on one particular station in Texas that they ever had. But they had to pull the show off of the air.
Why?
It was a religious station. We were doing Billy Bobby Booper, and they couldn't. It wasn't in poor taste, but it was really weird. And then Boston, we got pulled off, and and stuff. But they still wanted it.
In the middle of the show, they took it off, right? It was canceled.
In Arizona, I wrote a letter. I said, what do you people know about any of the Arizona? Go back to making rugs and looking at pictures of cactuses. What the hell do they know about anything? Arizona.
So you were actually, this is, because we're on cable access.
I said I was the worst thing to ever be on TV in Phoenix. He stopped the show halfway through. It wasn't it was...
Killed it the first 15 minutes into the first episode. Get the heck out. It wasn't me.
This is Artie does that bit.
I bombed tonight, folks. I'm glad you weren't here. I bombed. Oh, people.
I've always conceived of your bits as kind of negative humor anyway.
Negative humor is exactly what it was. Whatever humor there was in the room was sucked out when I came out on stage.
It's kind of a vortex. But that was something where, when we spoke, because we do cable access, there's leased access in New York now where it's Al Goldstein, Robin Bird, pay to be on. I didn't realize you had that kind of a deal at 68. I thought 68 put you
air broke. No, nobody put us on. We paid. I was an air broker. I bought the air time.
So you got the Wild West City ads, our older viewers?
Myself, they paid the freight.
And the Chia Pet, all of those ads you were getting, you were actually approaching those sponsors?
I never really, yeah, that's just part of a joke. They were PIs and per inquiries the station took, and they kept all that money to fill any adjacencies. They put them on the adjacencies, not in the bulk of the show. All of my spots were my in essence, ads that I sold. And then on Channel 4, we did have Carvel and Newmark and Lewis and Crazy Eddie were behind it, but that money all went to the packagers.
Wow, and the final betrayal, as a fan of you guys for years, I remember New Jersey Network using you as a pledge drive thing. You and Dark Shadows, another one we're fans of. You used you guys in Dark Shadows, and then they got the money from the Floyd and Shadows fans and dumped both you guys. So was there? I'm sure you're not too thrilled about that.
I don't care because public TV has no American comedy anyway. Right. You talk about they want to talk about overseas and what they do in China and Russia. Well, in this country, they only allow British comedians on public TV, unless you're that one guy from Buffalo there. The Joey Russell, Leonard, whatever, Mark Russell, the only one, and once in a while they'll show a film clip of Will Rogers, maybe. That's it. There's no comedy, because comedy hurts when you think about it. If you do a joke about pollution or unemployment, you ruffle the establishment. Like Marx Brothers, that's what we are in a way. We're making fun of things that are wrong. In many cases.
I wanted to ask, too, because as we said, Michael had come on after we hadn't even seen him in New York. The show was off. How did you get your cast? Were they all your buddies? Were you just like friends from high school, college?
It was community service. To avoid going to prison, they said, well, you could do that or you could spend 5 years with Uncle Floyd. I'm sentenced now to 20 to 35 years with Uncle Floyd. I'm in my 21st year. Whoa. So I'm almost at the end of my time, and if with good behavior, I could get out of this show within another 6 months.
Yeah. Well, definitely. We don't want to keep you too long. We just want to ask your current activities, all of you cast members, but particularly now you have acting. You've done little gigs. I saw you on the Loving. They did a Thelma and Louise thing. You got killed. And are you doing any acting now, or what do you?
Well, when I get a chance to, but I really don't. We really just we don't really think about what we're going to do next.
But you're doing now your current activities. We said we could talk about this. You're in Swank Magazine, where you have your joke page. You said it would be.
Sure, you can plug that. I'm in Swank Magazine. Its circulation is 2.5 million. I think even more. They're all over the country.
Are these all dirty jokes each month? I've only seen one entry.
Some of them are just corny. Matter of fact, they were yelling at me yesterday that too many of them are corny. And sometimes I make them up. Sometimes they're old burlesque jokes or whatever.
So it's kind of like a Joey Adams kind of.
Well, some people buy the magazine for my joke page. I'd like to have some.
Yeah. And you also do an Italian radio show now. Is that continued? Where is that on? Because we could plug that for New York.
New York, it's 93.5 FM every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's WRTN out of New Rochelle, New York. Yeah. But it's also, we have 6 hours of Italian shows that I run, and the first 3 I host.
So that's what time? Sunday morning, 11:30?
Morning, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's my show. Serenata Italo-Americana.
Oh, do you do it in Italian?
Dalle 11 alle 2, stazione radio 93.5 sulla banda FM da New Rochelle, New York. Tutte le domeniche. Ascoltate, buon divertimento, buon ascolto e buon divertimento.
I thought you had done one in English at one time. There had been something that had been listened to on the AM station.
I do that too. I do it bilingual, yeah.
God. Well, we want to. Also, we should ask what you guys have been doing. Artie Delmar, Mugsy, Michael Wright. What do you guys do as day jobs?
You do that Philippine-American show, don't you?
I saved up all the money I made from the Uncle Floyd Show, and I bought this new tennis racket. That's pretty much it.
But are you guys involved? So you guys just come together for the Bottom Line shows? Is it kind of like a reunion?
We do a lot of things. Like Michael and I just finished. We were writing something for one of the cable networks.
You can say it.
Yeah, sure. American movie clip. You wouldn't know it was us. You have to look at the end, but the credits on the thing, and we do stuff like that. Do a lot of copywriting because we're always because it was creative. Oh, Floyd's going into his office right now.
The bathroom and the dressing.
Yeah, get a shot of that. Yeah, get that camera
Hey, we're like soupy sales. Lies, 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 all lies.
Rolls of toilet paper are in there.
This is esoteric. This is the first time we've ever had a guest on the show go to the men's room.
We have a rough time in our business. You never know where money is and who's doing what.
Hey, what's that, Dolly Parton?
Tape is rolling. Here's your pay, boys. Don't laugh. They get 69 cents a roll in the supermarket for this.
This is an intimate moment with a star. We've never had this before.
This is where they all shit in here. Look, this is where they've all been here. Every big star has flushed in this room. This
Springsteen has been.
This. They even have a plunger Springsteen shit in here. David Johansen. Everybody comes in here to take a dump before they go on the big stage, and there's a light. Look, there's a light and a fan. Nobody ever saw the bathroom at the bottom line. That's it.
Oh, man.
That's it.
You've given away all the secrets at this point.
I mean, what do you think?
There are no more.
Special throne? That's it. Piece of white thing from Rickles. That's all it is. Simple toilet. Or you say
really gigs?
Not right now, but huh? Yeah. Yeah, we got a tape. We got the best of Uncle Floyd is coming out. Shawnee Entertainment. We hope within the next couple months. So probably it'll be the fall, but who knows? Yeah, 2 volumes, 1 and 2, the best of the Uncle Floyd Show. So
great. So we'll be promoting that on the show. We'll definitely ask our viewers if they want to send mail to us. They can send it to Floyd. We'll ship it on.
You ship it to us, and we'll cut you. We'll send you 8%.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Well, we want to thank you very much for your time here in the Media Funhouse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ed Grant.
Thank you.
Yes, we want to thank them very much for spending some time in the Media Funhouse. We also want to, of course, thank the folks at The Bottom Line for allowing us to clog up their dressing room and display their plumbing facilities on local television. Thank you very much to The Bottom Line. Thank you very much to the folks at Shanachie Home Video who supplied some of those clips. As Floyd mentioned, the best of Uncle Floyd coming out, I believe, sometime this fall. 2-volume set from Shanachie Home Video. We also want to ask you to write into our address, which is the lovely P.O. Box 2717, New York, New York 10185. P.O. Box 2717, New York, New York 10185. We want questions, comments, suggestions on this or any of the other episodes you might have seen in our series. You can also write to our lovely high-tech email alternative. And lastly but not leastly, our camera woman here in our studio, quote-unquote, and on location at The Bottom Line. Thank you so much, camera woman Kim, for your expert work in the late evening hours helping us out here. And lastly but not leastly, we want to thank you for watching this thing. And Wink?
You regular viewers will recognize this is one of our vintage Media Fun House episodes. We are currently on only one time weekly. It is Friday nights, Saturday mornings. That's Friday nights, Saturday mornings, 1:30 a.m. on Channel 67. We do ask you to rejoin us here next week for some new material here in the Media Fun House, because you never know what we'll be doing then.
You, Professor Labak, stink! I suggest you move to Russia! That's where you belong, in Russia! And then you can go to Russia and help build tanks in Rwanda! That's where you belong because you are a sick man! A sick man! You stink! This is Dr. Martin Bendit. Yay!